The part of our nature that is of generated existence overlaps or coincides and shares a common space with other realms whose origins are from different sources, that with proper knowledge and experience, or by divine intervention, are accessible to human beings in a continuing process of revelations about the truth of our existence, the nature of our purpose, and the true power at the very hand of mankind to find the way to and attain the interdimensional sanctuary of light. This is conceived in the mind and in a spiral motion moving the center point forward by acts carried out by the will, occur at the fulcrum of existence, at the inception point between the divergent paths of the two-world existence. Every action is the result of impassive conscious effort on the part of the will, or the effects of acts occurring outside the will in a passive state. The method of transcending the sphere of generated existence originates with desire, followed by intent. To find, one first desires to know, and to seek is the result of this intent. It is by this master intention that purposeful action is converged through the act of meditation, where suspension of all traces of the sphere of generated existence is followed by concentrated and focused efforts. Access to this power resides behind the inner gateway to the sanctuary of light, which when combined by intent of the will, forms a figure-8 relationship on its side, where the two outer rings share a common source at the middle, and where the shared point between the two circles, the inception point, are joined, is the fulcrum of existence. It is here that resides the inherent potential creative power of mankind, and where intention, through acts of the will, determine the causes of things in the realm of generated existence. This sacred doorway to the inner path of eternal light can be obtained by multiple methods, and yet for the purposes of attainment of self-knowledge, the method of meditation also provides the initiate the means for ascension of the spirit. Desire and action coalesce in a fomented effort to advance the soul along the spiral path of ascension, and thereby experience the joy, the temerity, the beauty, and the grace of the source of all things, that from which all things come from and return to. To obtain through experience the many great blessings and gifts of the divine requires merely to recognize them and comprehend through acknowledgement, but to recognize means conscious effort on the part of the initiate, a desire to know and understand, and the act of will to carry out the commandments of this desire. The crowning glory of creation is of these three combined as one, to do the good. To fecund this process of infinite perfection, the soul interminably subjected to the force of karmic nature either grabs the rudder of its own motion via the will, thereby providing guidance in direction, control over momentum, and affecting speed in its endeavors, or by passivity remains subject to the outside forces of the collective experience of generated existence by others, according to their own will. Karma will ensure the cycle of harmony, balance, and justice throughout existence, and we are bound by its laws to our betterment, depending on our capability for harmonizing between the polarity of opposites, finding the middle ground, the sanctuary of light. This is a decision made by us for our sake, or not, and thereby either conquer interference or be conquered by it. All that ever was, is, and will be, is as above so below, and as below so above. If this is indeed the case, and is the crux of our existence and our place in it, there is nothing more significant or relevant than the ordeal of the sanctuary, for by this we shall dwell forever in the divine light of the eternal Spirit.